VMP at Arch. VMP is my babe. God is my shepherd. All day, every day. Yeah. Check. It's Maneza F8. Everybody likes me.
Well, remember that right here in New York.
Everybody likes me.
Sapete da algo local.
All my people's bosses, they used to like me. Even all my exes, they still love me. They still love me. Dude, who doesn't like me? Who doesn't like me? Everybody likes me.
Oh man, what it is, man. What's up?
What is up with you, man? What's up?
Yo. Welcome to FKU, Africa Podcast. This is your host, Maneza F8, man. We're keeping it real, we're keeping it cool out here. We're still in this world of the wind, man. Still keeping it cool. First of all, I want to thank you all for supporting the music. From the last episode, I saw a lot of entries on the conception of the music, man. That makes me happy to see people highlight me and getting the music from either YouTube or Spotify. Wherever you get the music at, it's fine with me, but I prefer you check the music out on my website, Maneza F8.co.za. Check that out. It's very much important, man. When you get to the website, please make sure that you do subscribe and leave your email in there. It's important. So yeah, man. I hope you all been doing good. I hope you are keeping it safe wherever you are. As we are approaching the month of December, man, you know, the month of distraction, where people spend a lot of money, man, on December because, you know, we make our money to spend it. We spend it all on 1 month. We work for the whole 24 months and spend it all on the 1 month. So I just want to elaborate on that, man, and make sure that we spend our money wisely, man. It's really hard to see people on January going around like headless chicken looking for money to take their kids to school. Some of the kids are starting school. So it's very much important for us as parents to, I'm a parent, you know, to spend our money wisely and make sure that our kids are taken care of, man, before we go wild with our money and spend it and bowl uncontrollable, you know. It's really important, man. Make sure that when you want to spend money, you do allocate certain amount of money, man. I know I'm talking to old people, but as I've said before, this podcast is for the future, man. This podcast is for this is the podcast for the kids of tomorrow, man. So this what I'm saying now will always be relevant, and whatever I say on this podcast, I make sure that it's relevant. It's all about the future, and it's all about history, taking it to the future, making sure that we don't lose sight of it, making sure that we stay on par with what was happening throughout the years, man. You know, people have been spending money uncontrollable. People have been spending money, the last cent, buying alcohol and all these kind of things, man. So I just want us to refrain from that. Make sure that we stay away from bowling. Bowling is not. It sounds cool, but you know, man, at the end of the day, we need to be responsible. You know what I'm saying? We really need to be responsible, man, because I see the excitement of the people when it comes to things like Black Friday, going shopping and spending money on things that they didn't even plan to buy, things that they didn't even need, just because stuff is cheaper. People are just pulling out of control. You know what I'm saying? So we need to make sure that we do spend this money wisely and make sure that we think of our kids and make sure that the money for school, everything that relates to school is taken care of. You don't go around borrowing money to the loan sharks and borrowing money to the banks and all that, and now I'd be depressed because you know what? When you go and borrow money, it comes back to the same kids that you borrow the money for. You know, it comes back to them, and because when you actually now depressed and all that, it affects the kids the most. It affects them because now you're not as vibrant. Now you're not taking care of them emotionally. You're not there. You're not even talking to them. At times you don't want people to talk to you. And you know how kids are, man. They want all the attention. They want all the love from their parent, man. If they are not feeling it, then it's a problem. It's really a problem if they are not feeling it. Make sure that whatever you do, it goes in circles, man. Whatever you do, it goes in circles. If you mess around and spend all of your money, now you come back home and now you see your kids acting all cute, hungry, telling you what they want to do next year. They want to join this club, they want to join that, they want to join this, and now you're starting getting depressed because you finished all your money. So yeah, man, let's be wise on how we spend, man. Let's make sure that we cruise through this month of distraction, the month of December, and cruise through it, and you know that we don't ball out of control, we don't spend money unnecessarily, and make sure that we keep it cool for the following year. So yeah, man, what I wanted to talk about mostly is the history of independence, man, in Africa. You know, it's really it's sad, really. It's sad, man, because when our forefathers were fighting for this independence, man. I don't think that was the goal. That was the vision that they had back then. I don't think they ever thought that Africa would be this kind of a way it is now, man. The way it is, it's crazy. The way it is now, man. Because why I'm saying it, I'm saying that it's because wherever you go, wherever you are in Africa, you see almost the same thing, man. You see hunger, you see misery. At most, you see crime, you see drugs, infected areas, and all those kind of things, man, are really making us look bad to ourselves, man. Are controlling how we act around people, are controlling how we structured our life, how we structure our homes and all that, because we're walking around scared in these days because the young ones are trying to rule, man. They are controlling us now. A lot of dangerous people in the streets. That was never a thing of Africa, man. Africa was a place of unity, the place of humanity, man. Now Africa, it's whenever you go around, wherever you leave your house, you might not come back. That's really possible. So those things are happening, man. We need to make sure that we understand these things, that when our forefathers were fighting, they were fighting for the betterment of Africa, man. But now there's nothing even close to that, man. There's nothing even close to that. All we see is that people who are rich in Africa, in African countries, are getting even richer. People who are poor are getting even poorer because most of the African states, most of the African cities are being demolished, are being ruled to the ground by whoever is ruling in whichever country, man. In most countries, you see that the buildings that were once beautiful and shining, now it's like they are dump house, man. If you can even go to Johannesburg, man, even if you go to Durban, man, you're gonna see. Even if you go to Zimbabwe, in Harare, you're gonna see those buildings, man. Those that were once beautiful buildings, some white, cream, shining buildings. Now, yo, man, it's crazy. It's really crazy to see the turnaround after so many years that Africans gained independence. You know, the first country in Africa to gain independence was Ghana, man. Ghana gained their independence in 1957, man, on 6 March, by the leadership of Kwame Nkrumah. Back then, Liberia is not considered as the country that was under oppression back then. It was never colonized. I think it was formed in the 1800s. I think it's kind of a new country. It was the port where slave trade was happening. I don't know if I'm precise in that history, but it's more of like that. It was a country that was used for slavery at most, and other West African countries mostly they were used as ports. They were collecting all Africans around Africa, from South Africa up to West Africa, man. They were collecting Africans and take them to West Africa, Mali, Senegal, Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia. They would take them there and ship them to America, South America, and also North America. A lot of slave trade was done in those countries in the latest, but earlier it was done mostly in Egypt, Morocco, your East Africa, Ethiopia, Somalia, those countries, Djibouti. It was the slave trade was being done there. That way it was really prominent. It was really happening. So why am I talking about the independence, man? It's just something that I was thinking about, you know. I was thinking about it and trying to think on where we are and where are we heading towards, and what can we do to make sure that we move on and try to regain the sense of African, because we lost our Africanism. We lost it way back. We lost it. Now we need to regain our Africanism and make sure that we are proud of being Africans and rebuild. Because, man, as I was saying even in the last episode, that there's no innovation in the governments that are ruling now. They're just chowing money all over the place, man. That's ever since that we gained independence. When we gaining independence in South Africa was 1994. I think that was the last country to gain independence in Africa. Back then, when we gained independence, I was already a young boy. I was already conscious of what was happening. I was already involved in deep thoughts, not really deep thoughts, but in in trying to understand what is happening, why people are so scared of even talking about white people, why our people are staying in the shacks and all that. Because when I was growing up, I was staying in the shacks, man, in the squatter camps that now they are calling it ghettos and all that, man. So I was trying to understand why these people are staying here and those other people are staying on the other side in beautiful big houses. So I never thought it was a matter of my parents being poor or not having good jobs and all that. I was like, there is something that has happened back in the days that made them go and stay in the not so beautiful house. I couldn't understand what it was, but it was always bothering me. Why are we not staying in the same big houses like other people? You know, so ever since we gained that independence, man, there's not even one new town that was developed that we can say, yeah, this is the new town that was done by the government of free will, the government of independence in South Africa. So the term independence, I think we are throwing it around really lightly and lightly because it's being independent, which means that you are independent of your oppressors in terms of finances, in terms of socially, and also in terms of controlling your resources. You know, so that in that way we're not really independent. You're not even independent socially because the the entertainment that we use to socialize is being controlled by a certain number of countries. Not saying being controlled, but it's being fed to us in a certain way because even if you don't believe in certain conspiracies, like I don't really believe in conspiracies, but I do believe that there's a certain agenda that is being pushed. There's a certain agenda that is being thrown to our young boys, young girls. You see, the way that the culture evolves, the way that the things that are being shown on TV, that the trends that are being created on social media, the trends that are being explored in all these platforms in the internet. So those kind of things, they do really control on how you think and how you live your life, even if those kind of things control you subliminarly, but they do control you, they do shape you in a certain way. Certain TV shows, certain music, certain speeches, those kind of things, they do make you think, and those things by reputations that they are coming to you, they will structure you in a certain way. Believe me, yeah, in a way that we're not really independent on that. We did have a chance to own our own entertainment. We did have a chance to do that back in the days when we used to have our own entertainment that was really totally different from America and Britain and all these kind of countries. We did have our own entertainment that was structured in an African way. I'm talking about the shows like Shaka, Ikyala Lamawele, what is the other one? Those with the Madlanduna and all those kind of shows. We did have shows and television that was structured in our way, that was showing us how we are living and how we used to live as Africans. And the music was deeply African. It had African influences. The message was totally different from what it is now. But we chose as a society to let ourselves be controlled and introduce a lot of American television, a lot of American music to ourselves and our kids. Now, things have totally changed. A lot of culture have changed. No one really even care about their cultures anymore now. It's really sad, man. So we need to change this kind of things, man. We need to change it. It all depends on us, on how we want to change them. Just depend on us, man. We need to change these things. We need to vote these people out. We need to make sure that when it comes to the times for elections, we vote and make sure that we change. We keep on changing these parties. We will find the right people, like they did. I think I would say Tanzania. The president of Tanzania is really sharp, man. I think it's Paul Kagame or something. Yeah, he's really sharp. He's the guy that represents the people. He's the guy that changes things there. But I wish he will stay longer for him to recognize what he's trying to do there, man. He's doing really well. So I think we must just keep on voting these people out, strive, and go to vote. We will find the right people eventually. So yeah, man, make sure that you do subscribe. Check out the podcast on Spotify, on Maneza F8.co.za. And also check out a Black Scientist's music. The song is gonna be on the description, man. Check out my guy. He's got a song called Idlo Zilam. Great song, man. I love it. Check out the music that it's on Maneza F8.co.za. On downloads on under music shop and buy the music, man. Also, if you want to put on the music on Spotify, on iTunes, on Twitter, on TikTok, make sure that you go to my description and go to there's a title that said "Get Your Music" to all the music outlets. I use DistroKid. DistroKid has been distributing my music for the past 4 years, man. They are doing really good. My music is out there. People are digging in. Just click on this link, man, to get a discount because you're gonna just get a discount. Click that link and get the music on the platforms so that when you say that you're a musician, people can go and check the music on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on iTunes, man. Yeah. Also check out the videos, man. Are on the description. The past episodes. Just dig in, man. A lot of information, yeah. So yeah, fikiria kwa undani, ndugu, Marco.